more to it here. We got a new patch, a new buff on one of my favorite characters right now. And let's just get it popping because we got my main baby SHEA that is actually going to be useful again. And we might actually be able to kick somebody to the curb. A Fall of Frame might have taken her spot. I think Fall of Frame is just going to get benched. Alrighty, so let's look at Artemia once again because I read about this and I'm not quite sure whether this is a buff, but I think Artemia became one of the nastiest PvP heroes for two reasons. One is her soul weapon change. Instead of 150, 160 hits, it will be 20 seconds. Now, 20 seconds into PvP might seem like a lot, but she has ways to save your team. She has her own shields. She seems more like a bruiser type of PvP character after this patch. Because here you get reduction on damage on all allies for 30%. That stuff is mad broken. This used to be on the Advancement 1, but now you get everything on the Advancement 2 to the Advancement 1, and now on the Advancement 2 you get 30% extra damage. So the fact that you can actually use this in PvP because you don't have to get 150 hits, this thing is actually really nasty. Now I can see this being paired with your Sonyas, with your Bernheims. Then put this girl in there and oh man, this will be nasty. As for the other skills, each attack deals additional magical damage if the target is not a hero. Great for World Boss 3, Guild Conquest 3. I could see this happening. So this thing actually got up from a 50 to 60%. I'm not sure how good this is, but seems good. As to the S4, activation chances changed to 60. No. After that, damage dealt to enemies other than heroes is increased by 2.5%. Now, this used to be a little bit more. Either way, I got the chat saying it is a buff. So looking at all these numbers, I'm very curious if we're going to see any footage of her in the near future. But now it's time for the baby. This is baby SHEA, and I think she will become one of the most broken characters ever. So here's the thing. If used when trance is stacked up, used an additional trance state. Now let's go over the trance state. At the end of the skill, one more trance stack is added, blah, 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 blah. Goes zoomed in, and great. But here's the thing. After the skill is used, she will gain 1 stack of blissful performance. Can be stacked up to 3 times. 3 stacks of blissful performance enter strands for 12 seconds. So this is not on one skill, ladies and gentlemen. This is 100% uptime on all buffs if you manual this. That is nasty because it comes up with more. Here's where it's at. Increases all allies damage dealt to non-hero enemies a 20%, 100% uptime. And that's all I've got to say. 8 seconds. As for the unique weapon, when trance is stacked, all skill cooldown, blah, 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 same thing. But here's where it's at. Increases CC resistance up a 300. Okay, so where you mainly had to build a SHEA with CC resistance to let her do good, you will get that built in because it's not just 300. It will become 750 if you max it out. That is nasty. And you get an own mana increase that used to be 500, which is now 1 full mana bar. That is nasty. As to the unique treasure, S4 upon gaining trance, attack speed, blah blah blah. Oh, but the attack speed increase got doubled. And if you max this out, that is not 250, that is 500 for a full duration of the trances. Now we know that if you get her attack speed up, she will then be able to heal more, cast more, and whatever. So that stuff is nasty. And as Burger is saying, like, she gets CC resistance from her SO5 Lite, which means that she will have 850 on base. Now if you do take inner peace, that's another 750. So you have 925 CC resistance right off the bat. As for the soul weapon, got drastically changed. Instead of 10 seconds, the duration will be 20 seconds of the uptime of it. That means that you will get not only 40% attack boost, 40% defense boost, which will turn into 50% attack boost, 50% defense boost, and a crit damage boost of 100%. Now this is nasty because if you cleanly look at this character, all enemies take 50% more damage for 8 seconds, 100% uptime if you manual this. All defense decreased by 20%. non-hero damage increase that's coming with this. Now if I look at this lady, all that I think about is nasty. If you upgrade the UT3, you will get another crit damage for the duration of the skill, so you can have a nice uptime on this as well, have more crit damage while at it, into a phase where you're rocking down a world boss. So I could see this girl being absolutely nasty in comparison to some other characters. As for Green Marie, I'm gonna make a separate video on this, and best believe she can do her own trials. Now I think she will be mad broken for Eclipse for all that I know, but I can only imagine how broken this girl is gonna be right after the patch. I've already seen a video where Green Marie is able to nearly two-shot or nearly one-shot the Trial of Sky 10, so let's keep that popping up. I know she will be broken. Will she be a PvP character though? I am not quite sure, but we got my boy Linkus with the A220 Green Marie that we used in the previous video, so we will be sure that this stuff is nasty. Alrighty guys, that is it for the patch notes. I will be posting a lot of new videos regarding the new SHEA and how broken she actually is. We had an amazing run onto some PvP, some test runs onto Galgoria, and I found myself a way to 100% 6, which hasn't been done with any of my teams yet. So stay tuned for that footage. And guess what? Green Marie is also in the building, so put something down into the chat and let me know what you guys want to see. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.